It is the way it is for Indian women in sport. It is the way for the majority of Indian women that are out there. I had a really weird thought last night when the match finished. I said, "Oh, I'm so glad that the girls, the hotel was close by, so they didn't have to like have a long journey at night." And this is just a
Nice.
normal female response to, just
Yeah.
idiot. It's just an idiot
Yeah.
thinking. This is a sports team; they'll be looked after. And the whole it's a very to me, I look at it as a complete contradiction, because in these women that are there, these 30 women, what you're seeing is them playing to their top physical ability, their top athletic and skill ability, and they are able to put their bodies on the line. And that, for the outside of the rest of the world, when they go away, that's, they can do whatever they want on the field with their bodies, but when they go away, they have to be, good girls again. So that whole good girl thing comes back into, and therefore there's this trolling, therefore there's all this thing about kali ho jayegi, shadi nahi hogi, all these things. So it's so important that other young women today, young girls, can switch on the TV and see them. And that's why Shikha pointed out in 2017, for the first time we saw the women play. We had no idea what they played like, and for them to be seen and to be visible. So in a way, there's always this pull and tug that's happening with women's sports, which does not happen with the men at all. It's not there at all. Whatever else economic hardship they
Yeah.
may face, they do not face this sort of social constraint, which is why these girls are so extraordinary, and their stuff is so fabulous. Just one more thing I want to say quickly. When the men won the 2020 World Cup, they were given 125 crores as inaam, like
Yeah.
BCCI gives,
Yeah.
like, whatever. And so the women won the fifth cup, which only two other Indian women team, men Indian cricket team have won in history, and they got 50 crores. And when
Hmm.
you have, I was on another channel having a discussion about it. I was said, but this is the market. No, it's not the market. This is your misogyny or your patriarchy or your sexism or whatever it is coming into play, because you're not an advertiser trying to judge what an athlete needs to be paid for an ad. You are a sports body whose
So
team has
when did the men, sorry if I'm being ignorant here, when were the men given the
2020 last year, 2024.
and you're saying
Last
so
year,
they
2024.
got 125
They were
and they,
given
yeah.
125 crores across the board. That's them, support staff, I think selectors. Similarly, women support staff selectors got 50 crores. Now, so if you, and this is, BCCI treats the men and the women equally, right? That's what you're telling us. You're paying them equal prize money. There is
Yeah.
parity, falana damkana. So where is the parity gone? This is the prime tournament of world tournament of global cricket. This is the 50-over World Cup played once in 4 years. This happened only 3 times that India have won. Kapil Dev, MS Dhoni, Harman, Preet Kaur. And why cannot they get what the men got last year? So, you also have this going on in all the celebration and all the reels and all the Instagram
It's a
stuff.
really important
Countdown
point because the
mentions.
BCCI
It's
says
a
that
very important point.
it has established parity in pay, and you're actually
That
pointing
is not.
out, yeah,
Yeah, they
you're
have
actually
not. They have not. So Deepti Sharma said a really interesting thing when she was doing her player of the match talk at the end. They said, "What do you look for in the whole thing? 83 watershed, falana. What do you think? What do you hope is going to happen?" She said, "I hope we get more matches. I hope we get more game time. That's what cricketers want. They want to be able to play. They want the opportunity to be out there."
I want to talk about this difference in prize money. Shikha, Anu, Joy. Shikha, I'll start with you. Does it surprise you or
Sorry, Barkha. It's not
sorry?
prize money. It's not prize.
Uh,
It's the BCCI's inam that they have given them. Their
इनाम
reward. I'm not about
इनाम क्या
the
होता है?
inam.
इनाम is prize only ना.
It's
इनाम क्या होता है?
it's not the prize. It's not the prize for winning the tournament. It is the prize
Then
for BCCI's happiness that they have given you this money to reward you their as their
so
employees. You've got this money.
how would you technically describe it?
It's a
If it's
BCCI award, largesse, inam,
okay.
whatever. There must be some word. I think Joy will find the word. I think
Okay, Joy, what is
he
the
might
word?
come
Let
up
me
with
come
it.
to Joy first. If it's not prize money, why have the
It's a
women
It's
been
not
paid
prize money.
less? Yeah.
it's a dispensation from the BCCI. They are happy with what you have done, so they've decided to give you an ex gratia payment or whatever it is. The
Yeah.
truth of it is, right, if you do 125 crores for a 20-over tournament, which happens every 2 years, the 50 over is a more important tournament because it's played once every 4 years. Why aren't you not paying them the same amount of money? And I think it's a totally fair question to ask them, to which you're going to get a response of, "अरे 50 crore दे दिए, इतना मैं खुश नहीं हूँ,"
खुश होना
which
चाहिए.
is so good luck with that. But yeah, that's exactly
It's
what I
it's
would.
it's 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 significantly less. 125 crores to 50 crores. Sharda, I'm glad you flagged this because, there were people in our audience talking about the pay parity that the BCCI has established between men and women. And you're saying
I don't have to.
this inam proves that we're not there yet. So I want Shikha and Anuradha to respond to
Bonus.
this.
Let's call it bonus.
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 Chaliye.
Bonus. Employee
Bonus.
bonus. Employee bonus. Huh. Employee
Okay.
bonus.
Shikha, does this surprise you?
Firstly, I've got, I don't know if I can comment on it. You should probably just go
You
and check
can't.
the
You
contract.
should not.
Fair enough.
You should
Fair
just
enough.
check the
Fair enough. Fair enough.
contract on that.
Let's not put you on the spot. But in general terms, is there equality or is
Honestly,
there a yeah?
honestly, you were talking about the stereotypes. I think for so long we have been trying to break stereotypes, and after this win, we wouldn't have to do it anymore. Like Shada ma'am said, patriarchy is so deep rooted in the society. Every time you lose, you go on social. I'm actually off social media whenever I play tournaments because it's terrible. You have comments from people saying इनको सब कुछ चाहिए लेकिन ये इनको करना कुछ नहीं है, and senior journalists saying that, which is really sad. There are people, even this team for that matter, they were shamed. They were shamed left, right, and center. And I'm hoping that the girls won this World Cup not to show them that they could do it. I hope that's not the motivation, because we shouldn't be caring about these kind of comments. The abuse, there is criticism, there is constructive criticism, and there is abuse. And mostly women cricketers get abused, and which is sad, which is what which sadly that's the story, that's the real story that women cricketers have to go through every single time. So being on off social media is the only way through for us. And like I said, I'm hoping that this World Cup win will shut the mouth of all those people who said karte kuch nahi hai, inko sab kuch same chahiye. I just hope that there's much more investment, and now it's not breadcrumbs, but a huge piece of the cake that comes our way.
Anuradha, I want you to come in. There was no social media in the 80s when you played cricket. There was no social media in 97 when you had to organize the Women's World Cup. But there must have still been snide remarks. Maybe not for you because, you had a very different progressive family. But for a lot of women who even today, Joy is saying, abhi bhi bolte hain, kali ho jayegi, shadi nahi koi karega. And I think Shikha has said something so powerful that this team was shamed before it was celebrated. Sharda is pointing out that the remuneration, somebody in our audience stream said, don't call it anything else, call it remuneration. And Saurabh Vishesh, she says, it should be called remuneration. It's paying for a job well done, just like a performance bonus. So we'll go with remuneration. That there is a difference in the remuneration, 125 crores to a 50 crore difference. How do you see all of this, from trolling to snide remarks to personal comments to shaming to the fact that an FS officer cricketer has to get off social media because it can be so toxic for women?
So, as far as social media is concerned, Barkha, that's not just because you're a woman. There are two instances in men's team which have been trolled as being pro-Pakistan because of certain remarks or religion. So that's unfortunately our society has become so intolerant today that you get remarks for even if you do the right thing, but somebody doesn't agree with you. So to that extent, I'm not surprised about trolling. Jemimah absolutely is very unfair, which I came to know after the Australia match, how she had been treated. But then, as I said to you, our society is still conservative. We don't have a liberal society. Even in cities, I had a friend who played cricket with me. And she said, if meat is made in her house and there are only two pieces, it'll go to the father and the brother. She will not get it. So, we've seen all this. In bigger cities, there is a little more liberalism. But otherwise, our society is extremely conservative. And I'm not surprised. I mean, as I said to you, from my times I heard this. Oh, what? Why are you playing? What are you going to get out of it? Where's the money? Where's the career? Do some
So
studies. Join.
also comments on looks. We haven't spoken about that enough, but this sort of idea of femininity, of looking a certain way, a certain skin complexion, कि
That's
लड़के
why
जैसे
I
दिखती
said
है.
to you. That's why, Barkha, I said to you. For me, the most important thing is not just winning and having more girls into the game, but this being recognized as a women's sport, distinct from men's cricket. To me, that is
Yeah.
really the watershed moment of this victory. And that I'm hoping will allow, more girls to either fight at home or more parents to be a little more liberal and
Yeah.
allow them to come and take sports as a career. As
Uh,
far as
Yeah.
money is concerned, I mean, Sharda has made a point, but I'm not sure I fully agree. Uh,
Why? I'm fully with Sharda on this. Why?
no,
And let me read out a comment. Prasad
no,
Duhuri
prize
says,
money is different. Prize
huh?
money is the ICC prize money.
Yes.
So that
Yes.
ICC fixes, because
Yes.
it's an ICC event. This is what BCCI is giving because you have brought glory to the game.
So why
Now
is it
I
different glory?
recognize.
Why is the glory valued differently?
No, I see that point, but I personally, if you ask me, I still feel that women, when 1983, when we first time won the game, or the second time Dhoni won the game, we didn't get so much. I mean, the men's cricketers didn't get
Hmm.
so much. To 2020, as she's saying, you got far more. Uh, I I mean, there's a real valid point to say why not the same, but if it is not the same, it still is good money, and I am hoping that in
Then it'll
future,
get
as they
better.
get more laurels, they will get more
I,
parity.
I just want to, on the money, just bring in Joy for a last comment, because the argument is being made by some of our viewers that somewhere this is connected to the earnings of BCCI. And I don't know if that's true. The BCCI match fees parity exists today. The largest is the function of the earnings via sponsorship. The BCCI rakes in a lot more in the men's game. Women's games will now get big. Is this even accurate, Sharda or Joy? Sharda, you want to come first and then Joy?
No, Joy first because he'll be logical and I'll just be
Okay.
emotional and say this is all crap and whatever.
Right,
Joy
right.
Okay,
knows the
okay,
numbers. Joy knows the
Joy,
numbers better
Joy,
than I do.
Joy.
Yeah, yeah.
So no, I mean women's cricket is men's cricket brings in much more money than women's cricket. Women's cricket, in fact, the leagues, a lot of the women's cricket leagues right now, the WIPL, a lot of the team valuations have been a leap of faith. People have paid really
WPL.
good money, and yeah,
WPL.
sorry, WPL, sorry, not WIPL. Sorry,
Yes, yes.
WPL. But the truth of it is that they have made an investment because they see, obviously nobody does this just because it's going to be the end of the rainbow here. So yes, women's cricket right now brings in less money than men's cricket, but the logic of therefore being what it is, we would never have had Billie Jean King in 1972, Virginia Slims. We would never have had that had you not. The US Open was the first tournament in tennis that did it. And once
Yeah,
you did it, today you look at women's tennis and men's tennis, and so much
correct.
more is. So somebody
Absolutely.
has to take the corrective step and say we're going to do it and we're going to stick to our guns and let's see where it we go. And look, I think the moment is there because, truth being told, I am less bothered about the money that's being paid at the professional level, though it's an important point because it makes a point of heroes and heroines, which is important for the game. I think if we can get more sponsors, more people into the women's game at the level where they really go out there, do more
Yeah,
matches, because the point you're going to get always is that people come in India despite the system, not because of the system. And if we can make that pipeline, if people start really investing in grassroots and make that pipeline better academies at the youth level, more money out there, more tournaments to play out there, mostly more tournaments to play. I mean, that's one huge factor.
yeah,
Women's cricket, just not enough games. They're just not enough games because organizing games requires grounds, requires money, it requires
yeah.
organization. So if I'll be happy to say that okay, what we are getting now in women's cricket at the top level is decent money, but let's put in 10x that money in the grassroots. I'd still be happy.
Yeah, before we allow Sharda her emotional moment calling it all crap, I think I see Shikha's hand go up. Shikha, go ahead.
I guess we need to start having state contracts in place, which will be huge.
Yeah.
Someone who plays state level cricket does not work, and the money that we get playing for your state is so less. So every match that you play, even for your state, needs to be televised. That doesn't happen. If that
Yeah.
happens, every time we play anywhere in the world, those matches have to be televised. You have DRS, you have Sneeko for every single tournament that you play. So those
Yeah.
are the things that we need to look into. The grassroots investment, Joyce has said about it. If we can
Yeah.
have more academies which are ready to take in females, which are ready to take young girls and let them practice alongside
Yeah.
men, and there's no distinction. That is what we are looking at.
Yeah.
Rather than just stacking up money at the higher level, why not start investing at the grassroots level, which is really
Yeah.
important. Countries like Australia have state contracts.